What is up, guys? And I am Randy, and welcome back to another deck profile. Now, of course, because it's spooky season and it's October, dark-themed decks, why not, let's say, update the Lair of Darkness deck. Like, it's a fun deck, it's rogue, it basically utilizes your opponent's board by, say, tributing your own, let's say, opponent's own monsters, so why not? So, without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I like this deck because, one, of the strategy, but, of course, two, the big boss monster himself, Darkest Diabolos. Now, let me just zoom in here so we can take a good, close look at this guy. Now, he's your big boss monster, as I said, but he is cool, because, you see, your opponent cannot tribute this face-up card on the field, so he has, let's say, tribute protection. Also, cannot target it with card effects, so it has targeting and, let's say, protection, so it's good that way. And then also, if a dark monster you control is tributed except for during the damage set, you can special summon this card from your hand or your graveyard. So you can special summon him out. Let's say he comes back, let's say he gets popped. If you tribute something, you can bring him right back. Also, you can tribute one dark monster. Your opponent places one card from their hand on either the top or bottom of their deck. So it basically rips a card out of your opponent's hand. So going first, he's really good because he just rips opponent's, let's say, card out. So definitely the big boss monster himself. Cannot go shy with him. Now, maybe the other boss monster, in quotes, the best card in the deck is probably your Lilith. Like, she is insane of a card. Like, she is nuts. She is nuts. She searches all your trap cards. I say her attack does get half if she's normal summoned, but who cares? I mean, most likely you're going to be linking her off or something else anyway after that effect, but she allows you to search for traps. Also, her effect with Lair of Darkness, it's basically just, say, tribute one of your opponent's monsters, and then, say search a trap. So, it's pretty nuts. She is just insane. She searches all our OP traps and gets everything going for our going first board. Now, our another super OP boss monster is 3 Irma. He is crazy because one, he's a terraforming for Lair of Darkness, so you can just discard him and then add 1 Lair. So, bam. Also, you can tribute 1 dark monster and draw 1 card, or if you tribute a dark monster other than this card to activate this effect, you can add 1 dark monster with 2,000 or more defense from your deck to your hand. So he can search out, let's say, your Diabolos. So he's a searcher. He pops, draws. He just does everything. Like, he's just insane. Like he's definitely the main, like, bread and butter of the deck that gets things going. Now, we do have one of Lilith's sister, Mala. She's cool because of her basically recycling other traps. Unfortunately, because a Lair only allows you to tribute one of your opponent's monsters, you have to tribute one of your own monsters, which most likely will probably be her, to just basically recycle one of your super OP traps. But it does come up. It's pretty cool. It's nice. I mean, it's just cool little spice. It's some more little support. Now, of course, we have our 3 main waifu of the deck. We have 3 Tour Guide of the Underworld. She's at 3 now. If you did not know that, she special summons out Lilith. She can special summon out, let's say, Lilith's sister. It's basically crazy, like nuts. Like, it's basically I say your other main normal summon of the deck. Like, she is a necessity. Plus, she's at 3, so might as well use her at 3 until she either gets hit again or whatever else. But I don't see her getting hit ever again. Then our normal Fiend package, let's say Stygian, Fiendish Rhino. I mean, these two just go hand in hand together, especially with Fiendish with say Tour Guide, and Stygian's just good to send to the graveyard. Just cool. And then our last big boss monster on top of our Diabolos is 2 Castius Monarchs. I'm really thinking about building a Monarch deck. Like, I know it's bricky as all hell, but I think it's just gonna be fun. And I like fun decks. But Castius is just insane. He's just an insane card for the deck. So have 2 of those. But that is it for the monsters. Now we're gonna go into spells. Of course, the mainstay of the deck, the Lair of Darkness. It does everything you wanted to do in this deck. Turns all the monsters dark, which helps not only with your effects of your cards, but also super poly, so you can just fusion everything away if you get that opportunity. Like, it is nuts. And then, of course, our 4th Lair of Darkness, Terraforming. And then, of course, because why not, run 1 Mystic Mine. It is a slower paced deck, so opening Terraforming or a Mystic Mine definitely can help stall out your opponent, so you can set up your, say Lair of Darkness plays. Also, some decks just automatically scoop to this card, so, I mean, it's an auto win sometimes, so you can't complain against that. But that is pretty much it for the field spells. They're all broken. Then, of course, we have Super Polymerization. This card can just break boards. Basically, not just break boards, but just get rid of boards. Like, it's nuts. Definitely 3 Super Poly. It kind of faded out of the meta a little bit, but it's still devastating because lots of dark decks still running around. Dragon Link, especially, you can just get rid of them. Insane. Definitely pick up your English copies. I gotta still get around to that because since there's no official play, I really am not too worried about it. But say 3 Pot of Extravagances. Yeah, we don't need our extra deck really, so definitely just milling, say drawing 2 often. This is insane. Now, of course, I've got a couple questions on why do I use OCG cards. Mostly because our locals is kind of very loose. They're very laid back. Our OTS store really doesn't care if you use OCG imported cards because as long as your sleeves don't show them off and you have correct translations, we really normally don't really care. So that's why normally, if any of the bigger expensive cards I don't want to break my wallet to, I'll mostly just get the cheaper OCG variants because it saves me money. Because, you know, adulting is hard enough. But 3 Pot of Extravagance, definitely. Then, of course, because it's basically a kind of a control deck, I say one with the big 3 of control. Say brain control, enemy controller, and mind control. Just take your opponent's monsters and use them. I mean, Lair of Darkness already wants to do that anyway with its actual field spell, so with these 3, definitely adds to the theme of the deck. So, and plus, taking your opponent's monsters is just a good way to get around some of this, say, disruption that's annoying. Then the one Called by the Grave, because, you know, sometimes you want your combos off, you want to don't want your opponent's, or just banish on your opponent's graveyard that you don't want there. And then my counterintuitive play to, for my substitute, my 3 other Called Bys is 2 Prohibitions, actually. It's pretty cool. I mean, I really like it. It's a way to just get rid of, especially with certain matchups, you can just activate Prohibitions, call out their main starter card or their combo piece going first, and then they just have no way, unless they have a way to out Prohibition before they start their combo, which most of the time they don't. But I figured Prohibition's really getting kind of hyped. I don't know, I kind of like it. Like, it's just a pseudo Called by the Grave. I mean, it's not as good as Called by the Grave in some senses, but Prohibition is just a good way of going first. You just activate it. You can stop decks in their track before they even get started. So definitely starting to actually rock Prohibition a little more. I mean, kind of like it. Like, it's definitely good. Now our traps. Best trap, evenly matched. Breaks boards, especially going first or say going second if they make you. It's just a way to break their boards if they make you go second. So definitely pretty good just to stop something. But mostly going first with this, you just want to basically break it. But definitely, yeah, evenly matched, still amazing card. Then our budget versions of Imperm. One Titan Cider. I mean, if I had more, I'd probably rock more, but I also do rock a 3 Lost Wind. I mean, these are your different versions of your budget Impermanents, because Impermanent's still kind of pricey. I mean, I'm not really going to break down and get it, because Lost Wind is just as good. Well, not as good, but, you know, it does the job. Basically, I say negate special summon monster effects. Pretty much that's it, and also their attacks get half, so it does a little more. It's pretty much Impermanence, except for not from the hand, so I really like that. Then, of course, One Waking the Dragon, because if you open it, you set it, a lot of back row hate sometimes, pops it, you just get a free extra deck monster. 3 Compulse, this thing's irritating as all hell to go against. Just send your opponent's monsters back to their hand. Pretty annoying, especially since it's like a board state, you just send back one of their big OP things. And then, of course, the last card, Skill Drain. Still an amazing card. Definitely, Skill Drain's definitely insane. But that is it for the main deck. Our not side deck, but our extra deck. It's pretty much what you think it is. A bunch of Super Poly targets and a bunch of link monsters we can link up into. Duplex and Violet Chimera. Salamangreat still roguing around. They're still swamping around sometimes in the, I say meta, especially when I'm playing online. I still run into a few of them. Definitely here, especially since we're running Super Poly anyway, you might as well. Then 2 Predapant Draco Stapelia. Get rid of them, especially with Dragoon running around. Yeah, kind of, it's a nice little way to get rid of Dragoon, or just a way to just get rid of a problematic fusion monster or something. Then, of course, we have the 2 Starving Venom. Oh, no, the 1 Starving Venom. Sorry, I'm not rocking 2. But Starving Venom, just good. Then, of course, then Borload Furious Dragon. 2 Dark Dragon monsters. Dragon Link is probably one, if not the best deck right now. So, and almost all their dragons they use are dark. So, Super Poly is really good with him because he's just generic 2 dragon monsters. Then, of course, Mud Dragons. Just generic Super Poly stuff. Then our links are just 1 Nightmare Cerberus, 1 Phoenix, Predaplant, Anaconda to search out the Super Poly, of course. one access code talker, he blows everything up. And topological Trasbania and Bomber Dragon just to blow back row and monsters, and then of course the one Borlo Dragon. Figured taking your monsters is a thing that this deck does. Borlo Dragon does has a similar effect, so might as well go keep with the theme if you want. Throw a sword or whatever else in. I mean, extra deck really does not matter since you're rocking Extravagance anyway. But that is it for the updated Lair of Darkness deck. Like, it's just a fun rogue deck to have fun. I mean, if your locals are up and running, but always, if you do go to locals, just practice social distancing, stay safe. Don't do anything reckless, and of course, if you do have like a hotspot, don't risk your life to go out and play Yu-Gi-Oh for a weekend. Of course, but. Of course, there's tons of online sims and stuff like that. You can get your Yu-Gi-Oh fix, but it's just always nice to sit down with actual cards every once in a while. But this has been the updated deck profile. As always, stay safe and stay healthy. And until my next video, bye-bye.